quadratic formula. Miss, that's a whole lot of letters and 2 numbers. You're right, it is. Take a look though. You know a trinomial in standard form is ax squared plus b plus c. Does anyone see all of the letters in the standard form of the trinomial? It's right here, b and b, b and b, a and a, c and c, a and a. Everyone understand? All you're going to do is plug in the numbers and stick it into your calculator. That is it. Everyone understand? Goody. Let's look at this example. So I wrote down, suppose 2x squared plus 3x minus 5 equals 0. We always set it equal to 0 because we want to find where y equals 0. Everyone understand? Good. So then A, my A is 2. My B is plus 3. My C is negative 5. The sign is attached to the number right after it. Everyone understand? So here's the quadratic formula right here with no letters. No letters plugged in. Letters? No letters. So I am going to fill in the letters. Notice it says x equals negative b. My b was 3. I plop in 3. Plus or minus b, the square root of b squared. My b in this case is 3 again. Minus 4 times that by my a. My a is 2. And then my c is negative 5. And then divided by 2a, my a is 2. Everyone understand? Okay, so this formula simplifies to x equals negative times 3, negative 3, plus or minus the radical 3 squared. That's 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 4. And then I'm going to put parentheses. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. All over 2 times 2, 4. Everyone understand? Good. So now I keep simplifying all of the stuff underneath the radical. X equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 minus 4 times a negative 4 is negative 40. All over 4. Everyone understand? Goody. Equals. Well, I have negative 3 plus or minus the square root 9 minus a negative 40 is the same thing as saying 9. Remember, when we're doing subtraction, add the opposite. Everyone understand? So I end up with 49. 9 plus 40. All over 4. Everyone understand? Good. So now let me minimize this. Resize. Make this a little bit smaller. Shift this over here. Zoom on in. Okay, so x equals negative 3. Hold on here. Plus or minus. I know what the square root of 49 is. It's plus or minus 7. That's why we have this plus or minus here. Everyone understand? Good. So this becomes plus or minus 7. Let me erase this arrow. All over 4. Everyone capiche? Good. So now I can clearly see I have 2 answers. I have 2 answers. I'm going to have negative 3 plus 7 over 4. And I will have negative 3 minus 7 over 4. Everyone capiche? Good. So let's solve for the 2 x values. So x, let me do it in green. The green means I'm adding. So negative 3, we're going to say x equals negative 3 plus 7 all over 4. Well, negative 3 plus 7 is 5. all over 4. So there's one answer. That's my adding. Everyone capisce? Good. And let's do the other one. Let's do the minus. So x equals negative 3 minus 7 all over 4, which is equal to, remember, when we are subtracting, you always add the opposite. So change the subtraction to addition, flip the sign of the number. So negative 3 plus negative 7 get all over 4. So I will have negative 3 over negative 7. That gives me negative 10 over 4, which is equal to negative 5/4. Everybody understand? Good. So here are my two answers. One is positive, the other one is negative. Everybody understand? Did I make an error?
Yeah, aren't you, what you do on top, aren't you supposed to do on the bottom too?
What do you mean?
For the negative 10 and 4, is you divided 2, but aren't you supposed to divide 2 for the 4?
2 for the 4. So, I'm not, okay, I made an error. I made an error in the green. I made an error here. Negative 3 plus 7 is not 5. 7 minus 3. 7 fingers minus 3 is 4. So this should be a 4, which is equal to 1. Understand? Maimuna, did you follow that everything is being divided by 4? Yes? Did that clear it up for you? Good. So here are my two answers. Everybody capisce? So we have 2 roots, 2 solutions, 2 zeros, and they are located at x equals 1 and at x equals negative 5/4. Everyone understand? Good. All right, David says this is a long process and you're still figuring it out. David, it's long, but it's really, really easy. It's really, really easy. So here is, again, the formula. So step 1, if you're using the quadratic formula, step 1 is identify your A, your B, your C in the equation. Does everyone understand that? Good. So if I'm doing question number 1, my A is equal to 1. There's A. My B is equal to negative 2. My C is equal to negative 12. Everybody got it? No problem. So now I'm going to write the formula. X equals negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2 times A. That's the formula. Plug and play. All right. So X equals negative. Put in parentheses. Your B is negative 2 plus or minus the square root. Parentheses. My B is negative 2 squared minus 4 times parentheses A. 1 parentheses C negative 12 all over 2 times parentheses A. 1. Everybody capisce? All right, that's the hardest part. We're going to do this one longhand. Then I'm going to show you how to do it on your calculator. Everyone understands? Good. Okay, so X equals, well, I know negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. Everybody capisce? Plus or minus the square root of negative 2 squared is positive 4 minus 4, and then in parentheses, 1 times negative 12 is negative 12. All over 2 times 1, which is just 2. Everybody good? Good. Let me shrink this and move it over. Let's continue. So now I have x is equal to 2 plus or minus radical 4, well, minus positive 4 or negative 4 times negative 12 gives me a positive 48 all over 2. Everybody with me? Good. Okay. So now x is equal to 2 plus or minus 4 plus 48 is 52 over 2. Everybody understand? So this is my answer, but what can I do? We learned how to simplify radicals. I can simplify the radical. Simplify radicals. Well, we know how to do this. I'm going to do some scratch work. Scratch work. Radical 52. I need 2 numbers that multiply together to give me 52, but one of them is a perfect square. So let me see here. 52. What number goes into 52? Well, 1 goes into 52, but I said 1 is useless. Everybody understand? So 1 times 52, useless. 2 times, let's see here. 2 times, 2 goes into 5 2 times with a remainder of 1. That's 12. So 2 times 26. 2 is not a perfect square. 26, not a perfect square. Can't use this. Everybody understand? 3. 3 does not go into 52. 4. Well, 4 times 4 goes into 5 1 time with a remainder of 1 giving me 12. And 4 goes, 13. 4 is a perfect square. 13 is not a perfect square. So I'm going to use this one. Everybody understand? Good. So I'm going to have radical 4, radical 13. Radical 4 simplifies to plus or minus 2. Times that by radical 13. Everybody understand? Okay. So let me move and resize my scratch work. I'm going to move that up here.
Yeah.
So now, what do we know? We know that x is equal to 2, that's this 2, plus or minus this 2, radical 13, all over 2. Everybody understand? Good. What do you notice? I notice 2, 2, 2. Cancel, cancel, cancel. To 1. X is equal to 1 plus or minus radical 13 all over 1. Which all over 1, I can leave like that. Everybody understand? David, you're shaking your head no. What's confusing, David? David, what's confusing? Which part, dear? I can't help you if you are not specific. Did you understand plugging in the numbers? Did you understand step 1? Did you understand this? You didn't understand that, no? Okay, David. Do you understand that A equals 1? Do you understand that B equals negative 2? Do you understand that C equals negative 12? Good. Look at the formula, David. This is your formula right here. Do you see A, B, and C? Oh, you know the values of A, B, and C. Plug them into the formula. That is it. Do you understand, David? Okay. Let's do another one. What if I have this equation? Well, what's the problem? It needs to be equal to 0. So I'm going to minus 7 from both sides. So now I end up with 2p squared plus 8p minus 7 equals 0. Everyone understand? Good. So now let me identify my A, B, and C. My A is 2. A equals 2. My B is 8. My C is negative 7. A, B, C. Everybody understand? Good. The formula to find the solutions, the zeros, the roots is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. Everybody understand? Good. What was your b? Let's see here. We're looking for x equals negative parentheses. What's your b? Your b is 8. So I plop an 8 here. And then the formula continues. Plus or minus the square root of b squared. What was your b? 8. So I'm going to square 8. Everyone understand? Good. The formula continues. Minus 4. And then a. What was your a? 2. Times that by 2. The formula continues. C. What was your c? Negative 7. Times negative 7. All divided by 2. And then times that by a. Your a was 2. Everyone understand? Now it's basic, simple addition and subtraction. David, are you understanding what's going on? Better? Good. So x equals, this is really saying negative 1 times 8 gives me negative 8. Plus or minus square root 8 squared. That's 8 times 8. 64. Minus, write the 4 down. Put a parentheses. 2 times negative 7. Negative 14. All divided by 2 times 2. 4. Everybody understand? Good. X equals negative 8 plus or minus the square root. 64 minus 4 times negative 14. Go to your calculator. You're going to say negative 4 times negative 16. Oh, did I get that right? No, negative 14. 14. Enter. I get positive 56. So I go back to my note sheet. So I have 64 plus 56. This times this gives me 56. Everyone understand? Good. So now I'm still dividing everything by 4. Let me zoom out and make this smaller. And then zoom back in. So now x is equal to negative 8 plus or minus the square root. 64 plus 56 is 120. All being divided by 4. Everybody good so far? Good. Radical 120. I can simplify radical 120. I know 4 times what? 4 times 30 gives me 120. Radical 4 times radical 30 gives me radical 120. Everyone understand? Good. Radical 4 is a perfect square. That gives me plus or minus 2. And then If I break up 30, I get 5 times 6 is 30. 5 and 6, not a perfect square. I can't simplify radical 30. Everyone understand? Good. Radical 30. So I put this answer over for this. So I get x is equal to negative 8 plus or minus 2 radical 30 all over 4. Everybody understand? Good. What are my two zeros? What are my two roots? Well, they are x equals negative 8. Let's do the plus. Plus 2 radical 30 over 4. Now I'm going to put this in my calculator. I go to the calculator. Alpha y equals, because it's a fraction, and it's negative 8 plus 2 second x squared radical 30 down arrow divided by 4. X is equal to 0.738. So I'm going to say 0.7. So this is equal to 0.7. Everyone understand? Good. Now I'm going to do the minus. The minus. So x is equal to negative 8 minus 2 radical 30 all over 4. So I go back to my calculator. Guys, you don't have to retype this formula. Hit the up arrow. All right, hit enter. Now, use your right arrow, your left arrows. Move the arrow to where the plus sign is. Change it to a minus. Hit enter. Now we get negative 4.738 or negative 4.7.
Oh.
Everyone understand? Everybody capiche? Good. All right. Now, I want to look at, let's see here. So, I'm going to skip this one. We have 10 minutes. What are the solutions? So again, when they say solutions, they're looking for your x value. Solve for x, where y is 0. What's the problem? What's the problem with this equation? What's the problem? Yeah, where should that 2x be, David? There you go. So we need to minus the 2x, minus the 2x. And we always write it in standard form. X squared minus 2x minus 8 equals 0. Everyone understand? Good. I'm going to skip this one. The answer key is there. Well, I want to look at this one right here. This one says, how many real number solutions? Real number? I'll explain what that means in a minute and you'll see why. So here we go again. My formula or my equation has to be equal to 0. So add 5. Add 5. So I get 2x squared minus 3x plus 5 equals 0. Now, we're going to use the quadratic formula. My a equals 2. My b equals negative 3. My c equals 5. The formula x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Plug in your a, b, c's. X equals negative, parentheses, negative 3. Plus or minus the square root, parentheses, negative 3 squared. Minus 4, my a is 2, my c is 5. All over 2 times 2. Everybody understand? Good. So, this simplifies to negative times a negative is a positive 3. Plus or minus the square root. Negative 3 squared, 9. Alexander LeBron, turn your camera on. Minus, this is 2 times 5 and negative 4 times 10. All over 4. Everybody following so far? Good. So now this simplifies to 3 plus or minus the radical of 9 minus 40. Everybody with me? All over 4. Yes? Okay. Equals 3 plus or minus the square. 9 minus 40 is a big fat negative 36 over 4. If I put this in my calculator, I will get an error. The error is because I have a negative number underneath the radical. Everyone understand? So look what happens. Let's try the plus first. X equals 3 plus radical negative 36 over 4. I'm going to show you what happens. Go to the calculator, alpha y equals fraction, and it was 3 plus second function square root negative 36 divided by 4. I hit enter. Notice my calculator. Calculator error. Non-real answer. Everybody understand? Okay, so here, because there is a negative underneath the radical, there are no real roots. So, no real solutions. Negative underneath the radical means imaginary number. Yes, there are such things in math as imaginary numbers. You will learn about them when you are in 11th grade. Everyone understand? What does it mean when I have imaginary numbers for my roots or my solutions? Let me explain. I'm going to put this into my calculator. That's the trinomial we just tried to solve for x, right? 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. Watch what happens in my calculator. Y equals, let me clear this, 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. I hit the graph. Oh my goodness gracious. Does my parabola cross the x-axis? No, it does not. When your graph does not cross the x-axis, that means there are no real roots. No roots. No real. Everybody understand?